Hi everybody, welcome to video number 3. In this video, we are going to focus on how to identify open positions for the job title that you have chosen. Now, if I'm really honest, what I'm going to show you how to do is I'm going to show you a very simple way to begin like sneaking through the back door to identify jobs that are available that nobody is even aware of exist yet. So the reason that I want to show you how to sneak through the back door and make like that strategy your daily task, your primary daily task as it pertains to looking for work, is that 80%, I need you to hear this, 80% of jobs are never advertised, right? They are, the recruiter is getting referrals, or somebody is reaching out to them and just saying, hey, my name is this, I have these skills, I'd love to just talk to you about my interest in the position, right? Those people have made it like super easy for the recruiter or the hiring manager because that's just less work for them, right? So 80% of all jobs aren't advertised, and 80% are being filled by people who are sneaking through the back door. So I'm going to need to teach you, or I want to teach you how to make that just a regular part of your job search strategy. We're just going to try to get through the back door. What's interesting is, even though 80% of the jobs are never advertised, 80% of the jobs are being filled by people who are not going through the front door, which is you see an open job, you apply, and you send your resume. The reason why so many of those jobs are kind of like being filled by the back door is that there are so many people who are trying to squeeze through and get those 20% of the jobs that are advertised, right? I don't want you to have to be or depend on being, one of those hordes, basically, who are trying to squeeze in to get the 20% of the available jobs. I want you to make a habit of trying to just think through and strategize around how you're going to get in that back door, right, to get the job so that you have a better chance of cutting your job search in half. All right. So what I'm finding is the biggest barrier to people going through the back door, and when I say back door, I mean you are going to try to connect directly with the recruiter, the hiring manager, or somebody who works at the company that you know, and ask for a referral, right? One of the biggest challenges is it's uncomfortable. Like, we're Americans, most of us, we're born in America, right? And we pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, and we don't ask anybody for anything. And God forbid if we put ourselves in a position where we're vulnerable and somebody can tell us no and slam the door in our face, right? So that is kind of like one of the biggest challenges that I face as a career coach, is just trying to help people get over that hump. My dirty little secret is I have to get over that hump every day myself. Like, I'm not one of those people who is, all out going. I'm an introvert, y'all, believe it or not. I'm a total introvert, right? And I don't like sending out connection requests and asking people for their, email addresses and, reaching out to people and asking them to take my courses. It just feels weird, and I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, but I do it. And I do it every day, and I do it on a very regimented, schedule and task, because that is what makes it easy for me. I want to make it easy for you. So I'm going to start you off with some very easy regimented tasks that you're going to do either every day or every other day. However often you decide to do it, you decide, but you got to kind of stick to the schedule, right? So before I give you like the 3 easy steps that I want you to take, I want to just kind of address like some of the feelings that we have about asking for help. So I call it like the what ifs. So I'm going to ask you to reach out and, communicate directly with people. And in my brain, I hear you saying, but Lisa, what if I reach out to all these people and nobody responds? Or what if I ask somebody for help and they just say no and like slam the door in my face? Or what if I reach out to somebody and they're busy and I interrupt them on their busy day and they're short with me and they're angry with me? Like, what if those things happen? What I want to tell you is that let's just start from the place where we assume that all those things are going to happen. Like they are going to happen, right? So I'm going to ask you to kind of just settle into the thought that all of those things are going to happen, right? And then I'd like to talk to you about, how you think about those things happening. So what I want you to know is that when those things happen to you, it's okay. Like, I know it feels bad, but it's okay. And I want to just kind of give you a little bit more context around why it's okay. So it's okay because the truth is you, for the most part, will never know why they're not responding, why they tell you no, or, why they might be short with you because they're busy. So let's say that one of the first things I'm going to ask you to do is just connect with people on a daily basis or on a regular basis. And you're going to find that some of those people connect and some of those people don't, right? When somebody doesn't connect with you, it's okay because quite frankly, you don't know why. Like maybe they didn't see your message. Maybe they're like me. When I started out on LinkedIn, I didn't even know people were sending me connection requests because I was just so new at LinkedIn. Maybe they're not interested in connecting with you. Whatever the reason is, ladies, it's okay. Like, it's okay. Your job is just to control what you can control, do what you can do, and let the rest be okay. What if you ask somebody for a referral for a job and they just flat out tell you, like, no? Let me tell you why that might be okay. So several years ago, I was working for a big, billion-dollar company. They were top in their industry. It was one of those companies where everybody kind of wanted to like get their foot in the door. And one of my friends found out that there was an open position in a department adjacent to mine. And she's like, Lise, hook me up, give me the referral. And I had to tell her no. And the reason I had to tell her no is because I was not having a good work experience, right? My manager and I, as a matter of fact, my manager and everybody in the department just like didn't get along at all, right? So my referring this person would not have helped them get their foot in the door, even with an adjacent department, because my manager was not the type of person who was willing to consider that people on her team could make good referrals. I'll just leave it at that. So with that said, what I want you to know is that you don't know why somebody might not want to refer you. It may have nothing at all to do with you, and it's okay. All right. And if you disturb somebody, like you reach out to somebody and you send them a quick message on LinkedIn and they send you a message back and they seem kind of short and curt, that's okay too, right? Because the truth is, in the corporate world, it is crazy. And I know in the teaching world it is as well. So they really could be busy. So it's okay. What I want to make sure that you do is if you are filling up somebody's email box or messaging somebody about a job or asking them to refer you, and you're literally going to interrupt them, make it worth their time. Like, don't send them a message that just says, hey, I'm interested in doing job A, job B, or job C, and I just thought I'd let you know. That's not what we're doing. So as we work through this job search process, I'm going to show you how to begin to communicate in a way where you're not just asking, you are also giving. But what I really want you to remember that at the end of all this is that it is okay, and that you're going to be okay. And one of the ways that I'm going to make sure that you're okay is I'm going to give you like 3 really simple tasks that I want you to do just methodically every day. And the reason that this is going to help you is because you don't have to think about it. You don't have to get in your head about, oh, what if they reject me, or if I don't get a certain number of connections. That's not where we're going. I'm going to give you 3 simple tasks that I need you to perform every day, every other day, and I'm going to give you the exact steps. You don't have to think about it. All you have to do is execute, execute, execute. And that is one of the things that's going to help you kind of just build your level of comfort. So there are a couple of introductory steps that I want to talk to you about before we get to like the 3 steps that I want you to do every day. So the first like kind of preparation step is, I know from experience with you all that your connections are very low. Connections are how you build visibility on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is used by over 90% of recruiters. And so the more connections you have, the better, especially when you have under 500 connections. So what I want you to do every day, like this is an everyday task until you at least get to 500 connections. I would like for you to send out 7 to 10 connection requests like every day until you get to about 500, and then you can back off a little bit. And so when you're sending those connection requests, think about anybody that you've been to school with, who was in your Pilates group 10 years ago. Like, I don't care who they are. It's the visibility that you're going to need to help you be successful. So if you know them even tangentially, let's reach out with those connection requests and just say, hey, it's me. This is where we met, and I'd love to connect with you here on LinkedIn, and then leave it alone and go to the next. The second thing that I want you to do is as you are building your network, your connections, I want you to reach out to all of your connections and tell them specifically the type of job that you're looking for. Don't tell them, oh, I'm getting out of teaching and I could do this, that, or that. No. We're going to start off with that one job title that you chose, and you're going to reach out and you're going to say, however you want to put this, I'm transitioning. I'm focused on specific job title. If you hear of anything, reach out to me, give them your email, your phone number, however you want them to reach out for you. Please make it easy for them to understand what you're looking for and be able to contact you. Now, later in the job search process, we're going to get a little bit deeper with that communication, but to start with, that's what I want you to do. Now, let's get to the 3 specific steps that I want you to take to get through the back door, connect directly with those recruiters, those hiring managers, or people that you know who can refer you to a job. So to start with, we all know how to look for open job leads. We all know how to go in and search for, I'm looking for a job as an instructional designer. You type that in, you pull up the job, and then you apply. You go through that front door, right? So we're going to start you with what you already know. I want you to go and I want you to start accessing open job leads for the job title that you chose. But before you apply, I want you to check your LinkedIn connections every single time and see if anybody that you know that you've worked with, or that you went to school with, or that somebody you know knows, and I want you to check with them and see if they have worked with that company. If they have, I want you to just reach out and ask them for a referral. So just, hey, it's me, your name, don't say hey. But, basically you're going to, give them a greeting, tell them who you are, tell them specifically the job that you are looking for. Let them know that let me start all over. I'm kind of botching this. Sorry, ladies. So you're going to reach out to them, tell them who you are, tell them that there's an open position at their company that you're interested in, and ask them to, refer you or share your resume with the appropriate person, you need to include your resume and you need to include the job description, because you want to make it as easy for that person to feel very comfortable that they're making a good referral. Now, why do you want to do this? In addition to making it easy for them, you want them to be able to see that you're qualified for the job. When you ask for a referral, you're not always just coming hat in hand, head down, please help me, kind of job begging. That's not what we're doing. When you ask for a referral, you show that you can communicate well. You can show that you're not wasting their time. You have your resume and the job description where they can see it. You're demonstrating that you know that you can think through a process. You are positioning that person to look like a superstar with the hiring manager, because every hiring manager would prefer to have, qualified candidates just show up in their email box versus, having to wade through, right? So you're positioning them to look like superstars when they give you a referral. And then you're positioning them, quite frankly, to get a referral bonus. Like every job that I've ever worked gives a referral bonus, right? So you're not job begging, you're asking for the referral, and in return, you're going to make them look like a superstar, and you're going to position them to get that referral bonus. So that is step number one. Step number two is basically the same step, but you're going to kind of get a little deeper. So you're going to access open job leads. After you discover, hey, there's nobody that I know that works at this company, then you're going to do 5 minutes, no more, of research, and you're going to get really proficient at researching and seeing who the recruiter is and who the hiring manager is for that particular job. Now, the first maybe 10 times you do it, you can't quite figure out who they are and how to get to that person. That's okay. You're building proficiency. I just want you to get in the habit. Pull up the job leads. This is the job that I'm interested in pursuing. Who do I know that works there? Reach out to them. If there's nobody you know, then try to reach out to the recruiter or the hiring manager who's hiring for that job. When you reach out to them, it's kind of the same message as it is for your personal connection, right? This is who I am. These are, my top qualifications for the job, and I'd love to talk with you about it, or just want to let you know that I'm interested and that I'm applying, right? Because this is the deal. Once they hear your name and see your qualifications, they're not going to forget it. And I'm going to be honest with you. Imagine me many years ago sitting at my recruiting desk, snacking on snacks, trying to find the right person to interview. I get a email that pops up on my screen, and I'm like, another person. I click on it, it opens up, and that email says, hey, Lisa, I saw, the job that you're trying to fill. I have this qualification, that qualification, and that qualification. Just wanted to let you know, even if you disrupted my day, you have just helped me. I'm probably going to click on that attachment and look at your resume, right? Because once I've seen it, I can't unsee it. Even if I don't take the time to open your resume, I've seen your name. And if that happens to pop up in my applicant tracking system, I'm more likely to click on it than I am not. So you see where I'm getting to here, right? It's all about building proficiency, thinking through what you need to do to go through that back door to access jobs and to kind of wedge your foot in front of your competition, because it's that serious, all right? And then the third thing that I want you to do, and you're going to love this, is you've already, pulled up a job lead. You've already looked to see if there's somebody that you know and asked for the referral. And then your second step was, because you didn't know anybody, you did 5 minutes of research just to see if you could identify the recruiter or the hiring manager for that particular position. You didn't get anywhere this time. That's okay. And now your last step is just to do what you know how to do, which is just to go ahead and apply through the front door. That's it, y'all. How easy is that? Now, it's going to get a little deeper later, but that's where I would like for you to start. I want you to start building your proficiency, building your way of thinking, that I go through the back door first, and after I have exhausted my back door strategies, then I go through the front door with everybody else. But I need you to be reaching for that backdoor access first. All right. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wrap up this video, and I will see you in next week's email. And next week we're going to talk about, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about your job search tracker, because you need to see if you're making progress, and you need to see some other things as well. So I'm going to introduce you to a really basic job search tracker, but it's going to be very helpful. And then I'm going to start talking to you about your resume, like some things that you need to kind of start thinking about, positioning yourself for to create a resume that's just amazing. And we're going to talk about LinkedIn as well. All right. I'm going to get you started on that road. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I will see you next week. So have a great rest of your week, and do not hesitate to get started. All right. See you next week. Thanks. Bye.